Skyrim is a pretty broken game, and I'm not just talking about the bugs.
You may need to upgrade your PC for this game.
There are many mechanics that give the player a huge edge. Just from shouts, you can use the unrelenting force to launch enemies off of cliffs, slow time, and namely, for today's video, elemental fury to transform into a whirlwind of blades. When paired with dual wielding, and the perks that go with it, it's not hard to see that you can get a little crazy with the damage and speed. Basically, a human Beyblade. You know, Beyblade, those toys from the early 2000s that are basically like battle tops, kinda like fidget spinners, but way more edgy and cool. I mean, I hope you know what they are because I made it the title of this video. These things. That's us right now. We're doing that.
It's beautiful.
To make this fit, I'm going to make my character an unstoppable wind warrior from Hammerfell. He will use the power of wind and mostly elemental fury to make himself the fastest and most violent swordsman in all of Skyrim. And now with that out of the way, here are the rules of the run. Number 1, I won't be using any magic spells until the endgame, and that's only to make the endgame leveling easier. No heavy armor experience, but I am allowed to wear heavy armor for quests or enchanted effects. No transformations like werewolf or vampire. No followers, no pets, no staves, no scrolls, and finally, no overpowered leveling until the story quests are complete. But now with that out of the way, let's answer everyone's favorite question.
Who are you?
So according to the description, Redguards are the most naturally talented warriors in Tamriel. They start with a +10 bonus to one-handed, and starting in Skyrim, they also receive +5 to destruction and alteration. We won't be using any School of Magic until very late in the game, so those stats won't really matter. The most important skills in this run are going to be one-handed, light armor, and smithing, which are really the only ones you need in this playthrough. So leveling those up will mostly be a breeze. Other skills are allowed too, just no magic, and mostly no sneaking are my only real restrictions. This run is mostly for having fun anyway, so less on the rules and lore accuracy. In case you were wondering, no, he's not imbibing of the herb, he just moves so fast with his wind techniques that the fast-moving air irritates his eyes. For someone who hails from the deserts of Hammerfell, he's very sensitive to dust. I name my main man Windsor Spencer and get some flashbacks to the Tiber Wars with the Empire slaughtering the locals and all. But the big bad dragon is not on the Empire's side today. To be honest, he's kind of a softie too. His pure draconic might just can't stand up to a little shoulder ram by yours truly.
I hope that dragon makes you all the Sovereign Guard!
I don't think he was talking about the Imperial soldiers. As a Redguard, if there's one thing I hate more than the Empire, it's those damn Thalmor elves who tried to invade our little desert oasis back home. And like it or not, a unified Imperial banner is the best chance we have against those who would seek to strip us of our freedom. I'm not going to make the Imperial Legion a big thing of this playthrough, I just wanted to say something that's somewhat lore accurate. Also, can I just say thank Unzi that we can use actual physical weapons this run? I play on Legendary for most of my runs, but even on Legendary, swords are just so useful, and we get kill cams that actually work too, so that's so much nicer. So in case the build is not entirely obvious, we are a Wind Warrior. The build is mostly based on speed and destructive melee power, so naturally one-handed damage and dual-wielding speed are going to be our best friends. And we're not the only ones with fancy moves, it turns out. Speaking of fancy moves, an easy little piece of Skyrim tech is to do a neutral standing power attack followed by 2 light attacks. This comes out really fast and deals massive damage and usually staggers an enemy even if they're blocking. The 2 light attacks that follow also have increased speed, so it's not even like you're missing much. And you can pull this off even if you have just 1 stamina remaining, which serves as a nice burst of damage. Sit down, you idiot. Finally getting out of here. First things first, I'm a warrior, so of course I'm going to activate the warrior stone since the only skills I care about are one-handed light armor and smithing. Everything else is just extra. I would really like to get the Ring of the Wind out of the way, which is unlocked by fishing from the Anniversary Edition. Oh hey guys, look, it's Talsgar the Wanderer.
One itinerant minstrel and wandering wastrel at your service.
Ooh, a bard!
Why should only the courts and inns of wealthy towns be given the gift of music?
Oh, so you think your talents are a gift, huh? Well, let's hear it then.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the dragonborn comes.
Oh no. Please keep your gifts to yourself. Seriously, I'd rather risk my life fighting 3v1 at a bandit camp. How difficult could it be? Oh, one shot, huh? Okay, maybe we loot up at the Talos Shrine first. Nice equipment from the Thalmor to sell. Alright, let's not forget to quick save this time. Go after the archer first, and oh, okay, I can see the problem here. A bandit highwayman already, man. I'm level 2 for crying out loud. That explains a lot.
This is a surprise.
No stagger, huh?
This is disappointments.
Okay, Todd just hates me, huh? Damn, hit me right in the legendaries. Okay, I guess I'll pick on someone my own size. I put down some doggos before meeting with the dog himself.
Here, give Camilla this letter. It's full of venomous nonsense. Tell her it's from Faendal.
Bro, there is no way his big-ass pointy ears didn't hear all that just now. Not a chance, big boy.
Oh my.
Indeed, oh my. Next is a visit to Alvor.
The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose.
That's true, but I need to offload some things first, and craft me some better armor. There's level 3 from smithing, and I love it when I can actually focus on a single skill at a time. There's Armsman 2, and my new drip be looking pretty nice. It's from the Anniversary Edition.
You're new around here, so I'll go easy on you. But don't get on my bad side.
Just wait until your doggo sees my bad side. Right, children. Not good for the algorithm. Maybe a giant will be better. Gotta go Oppo with it.
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother.
I'm well aware, but no shields in this playthrough. I gather up the local produce from both the fields and the barrels before applying my silver tongue
Fine.
and heading to the Bannered Mare to serve up some silver platters. Vegetable soup restores 1 health and 1 stamina per second, and lucky for us, power attacks only need 1 stamina to consume to actually work, so I can perform infinity power attacks for 5 minutes at a time. Now to head off to Riften, I sweet talk the guards.
All right, keep your voice down.
Oh, he's embarrassed. And I have a level up. I may not be investing in stamina, but he's going to appreciate my one-handed skill. Ooh, dual flurry. Oh ho ho. 20% faster. Instead of fishing for friends, it's time to fish for, well, fish.
Here, I want you to have this. Don't ask, just take it.
I'm not going to lie, the misplaced voice lines for these Creation Club quests haven't left me wanting. Not the best Bethesda-approved work, if you ask me. Now to speak to Swims in Deep Water for the fishing quests. Sometimes a Redguard just likes to go fishing. Reminds me of Stros Mackay. And now we wait. So the goal here is to complete each of these quests so I can work myself up and eventually unlock the Dwemer fishing rod, which gives an 8% rare catch rate instead of the standard 3% of the base fishing rod. This is obtained right at the end of the quest line and is the big prize that allows us to really dig deep and start fishing for the rare items this creation gives to Skyrim. As part of this questline, pogfish are only caught in temperate streams, and I know a certain town in the Rift that is right next to a stream. So from Helgen, I make my way through the mountain pass, which seems to be the far easier and quickest path to Iverstead. I mean, I only encountered 1 measly Nord.
I don't have to take that from you.
So like I said earlier, with the vegetable soup consumed, I have infinite power attacks. It's pretty easy to stunlock just about any humanoid enemy like this, even if they do block me at first. So yeah, this Nord is gonna take that from me. My ancestors didn't cross entire time cycles because we were weak. Get that Oblivion out of my face. Not that one, that one's cool. If only my 2016 rig could play it. More on that later. As far as this route goes, aside from a few more wolf encounters, the road to Iverstead is not bad at all. There's a nice little carp. Back in the rift outside of Faldar's Tooth, I catch a goldfish. And outside of Heartwood Mill, I fish up the Ring of Kynareth, which makes it rain every time I fish. No, not that kind of making it rain. Anyway, fishing by Hollyfrost Farm and oh my god, holy hoonding on a dinglehopper, we got the Ring of the Wind! This is what I've been looking for. I've been fishing for 2 hours, now I don't have to do this boring ass shit anymore! Sorry about that. So a little history about this ring. It was originally associated with Kynareth and Zenithar back in the day, with the only known effect that it grants the wearer increased speed and agility. In fact, in Morrowind, fortifying agility 30 points is exactly what it does. Now, apparently the Ring of the Wind was once worn by Kasimba Spring Snow, who was an acrobat from elsewhere, who was said to always land on her feet. No obvious mention of if she was a Khajiit or not, but I think the resemblance of her traits to a feline kind of speaks for themselves. Anyway, the Nerevarine from Morrowind was eventually sent to some cave where he saved an aspect of Zenithar named John Hawker, and I assumed it was found in Skyrim because when Red Mountain erupted, the explosions blasted all these ancient relics in a perfect trajectory all the way over to Skyrim's waterways. There's a lot of flawed logic in these creation mods in the Anniversary Edition, but that's the long and short of it. Just like regular Elder Scrolls lore. But as you can see between the two examples, the ring does provide a slight speed boost that is definitely more noticeable when you're playing versus when you're watching in this video. I can promise you that. Now that I'm officially fast as the wind, we can run to the Jarl's aid. Let's see how the Nords treat a Redguard from Helgen.
You're certainly forthright about your criminal past.
Least racist Nord, I'm sure. I tell him about the news of the dragon attack at Helgen, so maybe he'll look past my skin color.
I won't forget it. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your Particular talents, perhaps?
By Diagonus Orichalc Orifices, it just never stops, does it? So Jarl Balin sends me to his court wizard so I can fetch a stone tablet.
That may or may not actually be there.
Back in Riverwood, I start my trend of renting rooms at the local inns so I can rest in the beds for the well-rested bonus.
Nice.
I could just marry someone in Skyrim, but we're fast as the wind, so I don't think many women are up for that kind of thing, if you catch my drift. Probably better to just stay single for this. While at the Riverwood Trader, the Necklace of Minor Wielding does catch my eye, but alas, we are too poor. It's time to earn my keep. While dual wielding, the weapon in your left hand is what determines your swing speed for dual wielding attacks, and a quick power attack followed by a quick swipe of your main weapon is good enough for a lot of enemies in Skyrim. Get out of my face. Damn, I love melee kill cams. Around the corner for this strong box, pick the lock for an easy, flawless garnet. And now that we're in Bleak Falls Barrow, a quick little trick you can do when it's quiet is simply wait an hour to restore your health. Easy way to save on healing supplies. It's too bad I'm too fast for these locals, but they say power is the last to go, and boy do I need a level up for this fight. Let's increase one-handed even more. All we need is a little boost is all. That vegetable soup is a lifesaver, let me tell you. Right, now we have the giant spider. Now if I were cheeky, I could just run past it and skip the fight, but instead I decided to cheese the fight by running back and forth in between the opening into the boss room, and finished it off that way. Elden Ring could never allow such a master strategy.
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
Very poor choice of words. You sound like a lefty. There's the Golden Claw, and now for the might of the ancient Nord dragon cult, the Draugr. Definitely not as fierce as the old tales say. No match for a descendant of the Sword Singers. And holy Tava, these frost spells be hitting different, but what's not hitting different is that trapdoor the Nords left behind. Well, I guess it's hitting different because it didn't one-shot the Draugr this time for some reason. I'm gonna need some heals. There we go, just had to slash him up first. My desert adapted body is not ready for those frost spells, let me tell you. No magic resist is no bueno. Well, well, well. What do we have here? A foot sticking out of the ground? I didn't realize Hidetaka Miyazaki developed this game. Just a little more. There we go, Todd. I fixed the game for you. Didn't even need mods. Now listen, I don't expect anything in return for my efforts, but you know, if you guys watching the video were feeling generous, maybe consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more of my antics. I really appreciate it. Also, special thanks to my channel members who support the channel monetarily. If any of you would like to join them for as little as $1 per month and can comfortably afford to do so, the link is in the description. Thank you guys so much. And it's the least you could do for me giving you free feat content. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I hate fighting two-handers. The stagger potential is very hit or miss with dual wielding. I hit a level up and take fighting stance for extra standing power attack damage. And that's the end of that. A little 2-2-2 to open the door through. Learn how to say foos and time to cut loose. Same strategy, just power attack and swipe. And ooh, big damage. So I still need to bob and weave when it comes to two-handers because their super armor through power attacks is no joke. That is just strong. Here we go, do or die. And we do! Wait for an hour, and there we go. Flawless victory. The damage never happened. Got my red eyes from getting stoned, paying a visit to the old crone.
It's tough just scraping by out here, but I make do.
Spoken like a true Zoomer. Anissa's a real one, dude. Just don't go down in the Gunner's basement. She does not approve.
You're not really supposed to. You know.
Listen, it's self-defense. She attacked me after I accidentally wandered into her basement. She has a duty to retreat, okay? She'd rather kill a man than stand outside. I'm just kidding, man. Duty to retreat is f***ing wild. Castle Doctrine and stand your ground is where it's at.
Smell that fresh air? Truly, this is a good place to play a song.
Oh, brother, not this guy again.
When brothers clash with bitter blades, surely there is a song to be found.
This guy is the drum player in the Civil War, I swear. By the way, in case it wasn't obvious, I am training smithing on the side. I return the golden claw.
There it is!
Finally buy the necklace I was eyeing, and get something else from Orgnar at the end.
You're a good friend. Here, take this.
Drive out the storm cloaks and
Hot damn, I'll be looking fresh. What a guy. Oh, got yourself a little crowd, huh? Camilla, don't you hate this guy? You must be sloshed, good lord.
You're nothing but trouble.
Hey, can you do something for me?
Sure. What can I do for you?
Can you please stop singing and shut the f up?
Sure. My voice could use a rest.
What a damn neekrin. I return the dragon stone and immediately get sent to the front lines to fight a man-eating dragon. It's almost like they keep throwing the foreign races at their problems, hoping they'll get killed or something. Now, ironically, as a grounded wind warrior of sorts, flying enemies that go through the wind give me the most trouble. And dealing with dragons is a bit much early on. Yeah, look at that damage. That's after the heals, too. So I think I'm gonna just let the guards and Irlet do their thing and attack from range, and let them tank up so I can fit in and attack with less of a threat. And the reason we're jumping in so early? Hey, a level up! Anyway, the reason we're going in so early for a dragon fight is so we can unlock the main power-up for this run, which you've probably figured out by now. I only mentioned it a few thousand times. Unenchanted weapons, dagger in the left hand, you can do the math. And now for the finish. Oh, thank you, Todd, for this lovely, scaly view of a dragon's butthole. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, let me show y'all something. Wait, where you going? Haven't y'all ever seen a Dragonborn before? Nope, nope, nope. I already know I'm Dragonborn. I don't need your approval. Jarl Balin, give me the goods.
You've earned a place of honor among the heroes of Whiterun.
Not even level 10 yet, boys.
We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn.
About damn time. Here we go. First point into light armor. Now then, we discovered it earlier. To Iverstead we go. Now, because I'm such a low level, the enemies on the way are easier to deal with. Just some wolves so far. Yeah, f you, goat. Ooh, that's a big one. Oh, that's not good. Wait, wait, wait! Wow, a formidable Redguard Wind Warrior felled by one average Ice Wolf. What if I just ran around his spawn? Okay, cool. Thanks, Todd. Now for the Frost Troll. Yeah, I do next to nothing to this guy. Maybe I can just stagger lock him with some power attacks? Okay, maybe not. He just punched right through. Round 2? Nope. Maybe I can bob and weave in and out? Okay, that one hit is nuts. Yeah, that didn't last long. Okay, Karita, I need your help this time. Wow, you took 2 hits. Where are you going? Karita, you've got a job to do. There you go. Do your damn job. Damn it, girl. I swear this chick has never been this fearful in any of my other playthroughs. Wow, she has been zero help. Okay, not good. Oop, she's going in. Well, that didn't last. Good stuff on her, though. Alright, you win, troll. I'm running. They don't pay me enough for this crap. There are the stony gates of High Hrothgar now. I learned the second word of a shout I'm not going to use, demonstrate my birthright, and show the Greybeards my base, totally not whirlwind sprint speed. I am a wind warrior, after all. I just like to scream into the wind for motivation is all.
You there. You're the one they call Dragonborn.
Ah, my adoring public. How nice of them to join. They could lose the masks, though. Well, they're a lively bunch. I can't really do much to them at the moment, but hey, the guards can tank up and help us out. I'll deal with this Mirak fellow later. Hey, not a bad thing to get a hold of. Alright, into Ustengrav. I get a warm welcome from the local mages, but it ends with a cold shoulder, plus the neck. On second thought, running through like the wind isn't so bad. I do grab the word for become ethereal, but I'm not going to use it. That'd be bending the rules a bit too much, becoming wind and all that. It's really just ghostly essence. But here we go. I finally have the whole... Damn it. Back to Riverwood. This little town just has everything going on apparently. I rent out the attic room, retrieve an old guy's dead horn. What did Todd mean by this? And head into Delphine's secret dungeon. Ooh, a spicy middle-aged lady you are. And it is here where we can find the blade sword, which if you didn't know, is equivalent to an elven sword, absolutely free. Now before I go meet up with Delphine at Kynesgrove, I definitely want to make sure I visit the Greybeards to earn their approval. Receive Wulfgar's childhood knowledge of him being the school bully in his teenage years, and prepare myself for the musical taste of the Greybeard greatness. And of course, as part of the routine, I head down into Ustengrav so I can return the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller to its altar. And fun fact, if you hit activate really fast, instead of 1 Dragon Soul, you can actually receive 2. See? 2 Dragon Souls ready to go. And that is actually super useful because I can head over to Solitude and travel to the statue to Meridia, where the first word of Elemental Fury can be found. So that's 1 word unlocked. Next, head over to Falkreath Hold and into Shriekwind Bastion, where the residents aren't too welcoming.
Must have scared him off.
But they warm up to me eventually.
What was that?
Now, what you just witnessed is the bread and butter of this entire playthrough. Eat some vegetable soup for the 1 stamina per second gain, which allows for infinite power attacks. Activate Elemental Fury for a flurry of blows for about 15 seconds, and watch the health bars melt. And that is how the Wind Warrior do. And that is just with the first word of power, which only grants 50% increased attack speed for 15 seconds. And 2 words makes 75% increased speed for 15. So with 2 words unlocked, thanks to the extra soul, it's time to face that big scaly undead bastard.
You do not even know our tongue, do you?
Listen, I know Su, which means air, and I know Gra, which means battle. Ironically, it doesn't mean I'm able to battle you in the air, but my attacks are as fast as the wind, brother. Okay, he's clearly aggroed on me now. Delphine, you take point so I can rip the shit out of his wings. There we go, perfect. Taste the fruits of Yokudan ancestry. Ah, beautiful.
Hiding will not save you.
That's where you're wrong, pal. It works great when you're looking to blast me with a frost breath. Okay, real talk though. Imagine you're a dragon, right? You just lost about half your health to a guy who has the most insane spin to win combo you've ever seen in your ageless, scaly life. Why in the fuck would you decide to land on ground instead of just blast frost breath repeatedly from the skies where the Wind Warrior can't reach you? What is this lizard brain dumbass reptile thinking?
Oh, damn. You did it. So you really are.
Yes, Delphine, I really am. I really am what the Greybeard said I am. Obstinate failure of an Emperor's guard.
I owe you some answers, don't I?
Yeah, a few. Unfortunately, that'll have to wait. Okay, so these guys just saw me slay a dragon, and they think I'm worth trying to fight. North math class just isn't what it used to be. Let's give them some Redguard remedial re-education. In case the damage ticks weren't obvious, I would like to remind everyone that this is in fact legendary difficulty. And here's a bit of foreshadowing. As I stated earlier, it's the weapon in your left hand that determines dual wielding speed. So even though I have an enchanted weapon in my right hand, I can use Elemental Fury on my unenchanted dagger and still get the swing speed I want. The damage potential for this is understandably pretty crazy.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
As for my recent level up during the dragon fight, I'm going to take Critical Charge, which lets us do a one-handed power attack while sprinting. But what the perk doesn't tell you is that it also lets you perform a sprint normal attack, which when empowered with Elemental Fury, lets you go really freaking fast. Just look at this. And this isn't even dual wielding daggers either. Let's see how the residents of Windhelm are holding up.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
Ah, just like old-timey times when the Nords wouldn't get along with their neighbors. But honestly, I'm with the Dark Elf in this playthrough. If the Stormcloaks of Skyrim want to separate from the Empire, they need to prove on their own that they are strong enough to do so. The Thalmor are watching this war's every move, and the Nords need to be strong enough to defend themselves. A little bit of offloading and shopping later, I catch a carriage to Markarth so I can hunt down the final word of power, which can be reached by passing Karthwasten, passing the Shrine of Goodies, up the mountain, say hi to Kesh, true STL's latest obsession, and down the mountain again for the word wall and dragon spawn. There's the word, there's the shout, and here's the fight. Ooh, that damage is a problem. Great Hounding above, this just looks silly. Here we go, gotta activate the shout before the stagger when he lands for maximum efficiency. Okay, dual wielding staggers just aren't on the menu, I suppose. Here we go. Give me a break. Oh, for the love of Lucky. Okay, maybe we do a sword bashing technique here. So I just have to read if he's going to breathe fire or not before bashing him in the face to interrupt, and I should be good. So far so good. Let's try a little Elemental Fury to speed things up. Oh yeah, that's working nicely. There we go, he's officially grounded. Oh, thank God, that level up is huge. Oh crap, he's adapting. He backed up and uses fire breath so I couldn't stagger him. He's starting to become sentient. I'm out of potions here. No choice but to hide and wait for the regen.
1 minute later.
Okay, I think that should be good enough. Bait out the fire. Run in. Elemental Fury. There we go, baby! You know, outside of just having an extra soul on hand, defeating this dragon wasn't really necessary. It was more of an ego thing. I guess I really am the Dovahkiin with my draconic domination tendencies. So back in Whiterun, I just wanted to show a little trick. If you haven't bought a bed at the Bannered Mare yet and would like to have free naps for life, all you need is a woodcutter's axe and some firewood. Sell the wood to Holda.
Honest gold for honest work.
And voila! Free stays at the inn for life for that well-rested bonus. This won't work if you stayed at the inn before, by the way, so you have to do this first. But now with my power level bursting at the seams, it's time to head to Riften for... Word down the street is Grelod needs some rest at the Honor Hall Orphanage.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating.
Why are they hurting each other? It's Grelod. You killed the old hag before I even asked.
What can I say? I'm a professional. As a reward for my first successful unofficial Dark Brotherhood contract, I buy myself a necklace of smithing from Aval Atheron. And while we're here, might as well offer to retrieve the white phial.
You would do that?
And remember those pesky ice wolves from High Hrothgar climb? Let's just say I returned them to the ice. With an extra perk from leveling up, I'm going to start investing more into smithing so I can really start separating from the pack. The regular Draugr enemies are no match for me at this point in the run. Excuse me, sir, bedtime is over. Lore accurate Wind Warrior, everyone. Feeling like Virgil over here. Fuck. A new hand touches the beacon.
A foul darkness has seeped into my temple.
So would that be a Redguard or a Dark Elf? Yeah, I won't be partaking in that today. There's the white phial. Quick pit stop and oh baby, another smithing piece. Beautiful. That's a level up. Another point into Armsman for 80% more damage. And here's the damage file, boy. Now then, to prepare for our little journey, I buy up all the moonstone I can find and head to Dawnstar for this beautiful Quicksilver ore mine. Just so y'all know, Quicksilver is another word for mercury, which in a few words is really fucking toxic. All of these hardworking miners, poison. But what is my character resistant to? That's right, poison. Oh look, we have a visitor. Still no ranged weapons though, so I have to wait under this roof near the forge. Just gotta wait for the boys in Dawnstar Blue, or is it Violet, to take the dragon out of the sky. Oh yeah, he's hurting. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. He's finally down 5 minutes later. Hey, big boy, check this out. Thank you, come again. It's amazing what a Dragonborn enhanced Redguard swordsman can do. Alright, time to get busy. The Thalmor may suck my literal and figurative ass cheeks, but they make decent arms and armor. Now that we have decent equipment, it's time to get this party started.
Sleep well. Make your choice. Make your kill. I just want to observe and admire.
Well then, let's get started.
What I need is for Elaine Dufont to die.
You are the one.
She has chosen you! Oh, hail the listener!
For I seek the assassination of the Emperor.
With most of the Dark Brotherhood questline completed, there's only a few more contracts left to do. First is to accidentally, definitely not purposely, nudge this giant loose gargoyle head on the bride cousin of the Emperor Tamriel.
Victoria, no!
Butchered at her own wedding.
Now to Dragon Bridge to intercept Gaius Morrow.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people.
You know, I'm surprised that despite my willingness to kill a member of the royal family, they still only give me jail time and not the headsman's axe. Old Rogvir died for much less in my opinion. Now what's this? Ooh, a questline called The Restless. I know exactly where that's going. That'll be nice. We'll have to handle that later though. For now, back to Dragon Bridge.
I'll be fine.
Trust me, you won't be fine.
We'll see who lies dead.
I mean, if you're gonna give me a crime-free fight, I'll take it. Here, hold this, sir. 1 contract. 2 contract. And there's trouble.
Cicero was a little whirlwind, slashing this way and that.
A man after my own little whirlwind warrior heart. And here's our new trusty steed. Todd, you couldn't have timed that thunder a little better? Just for demonstration purposes, Shadowmere is a great way to train your one-handed and two-handed skill because of the health regen. I'll try not to abuse it too much though. But I will take the extra perk for dual savagery, boosting my dual wielding attacks by 50%.
What is life's greatest illusion?
Financial freedom. Damn, Cicero, what did you feed these ghosts? They have some weight to them.
Don't kill me. Let poor Cicero live.
I understand that Lucien Lachance, if he were here, would complain about a disturbance in the void and advise that Sithis does not want Cicero killed, but Lucien isn't here right now. Cicero, you're literally dying. That's gross, dude. 1 last free contract.
You need to find and kill Safia, the captain of the pirate ship, Red Wave.
Well, that was easy. And we can't forget about telling our fortune.
It is a ruin, ripe for the plunder. Deepwood Redoubt.
The residents are easy enough to deal with. Even the Briarheart isn't bad. So much for sacrificing your autonomy to be resurrected by wild magic woman beast things. So neat little trick I just found out accidentally. If you damage the Hagraven enough for it to teleport and then leave the barrow, definitely not because I was struggling, and then re-enter, the Hagraven will actually spawn back at the original spot and you can finish it off here. That saves me some annoyance. Finish off the witches, not like that. Meet our little assassin friend, loot his armor for selling later, and push our way through. I pick up slow time out of habit, but it doesn't really fit with the Wind Warrior build, so I like not to unlock it. Everyone knows Redguards can't slow time. Or can they? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I picked up some more perks. You can see them as I scroll through here. I level up my light armor to 50 with Grelka, and train my smithing to 70 from a mix of iron, dwarven, and jewelry, and finally unlock glass smithing. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could anything made of glass be a decent weapon?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Anyway, I decided to swap to running dual swords instead of dagger in the left hand, due to daggers not receiving any bonuses from one-handed boosting enchantments or potions. And besides, what self-respecting Redguard with timeline walking sword singing ancestors would be caught dead with a butter knife in this final build?
Good. Glad we straightened that out.
Exactly, my pale-skinned friend. Oh my word, Todd. What eldritch abominations have you created, my friend?
Watch the skies, traveler.
Why, so you can eat my face off when I turn away?
What is it, Redguard? I used to be an adventurer like you. Dragons?
Oh, by Diagna's Orichalc blades, they're having a stroke. Enough of that abomination. Time to find the gourmet.
The gourmet's an orc. He's staying at the Nightgate Inn.
And time for our informant to find the grave. Any more interruptions needed, Todd? Damn, I'm gonna be drunk off these dragon souls. Make like a good little orc and return to the mud.
No, no, you can't do this. You can't.
Cute little hop. Is that the secret ingredient? Hops? Come on, you know I had to. There's one of those jokes in every video at this point. Yo, it's me, the Redguard warrior formerly known as the Gourmet.
The Gourmet? Well, I'm just surprised the Gourmet is a Redguard. I had you pegged for a wood elf, honestly. You know, because of your use of...
Because of my use of what, motherfucker? These hoes getting too comfortable around here.
Now you're just as I imagined.
Oh, really? Sure you don't want some pointy-ass ears on my head, too? How about a tiny-ass little wood elf di-
Oh? What is this? Some kind of herb? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. It's not the kind that made my eyes red either. It's a, special ginger root. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, how marvelous. Just delicious.
See, it's to die for. Hey, I didn't see none of you eating. Come on, I made it special. Say ah. Enjoy a mouthful of steel and glass, my good man.
I'm glad he's dead.
Well, that makes two of us. Unfortunately, Astrid betrayed us at the Dark Brotherhood, and Morrow is now betraying her. How ironic.
Your sanctuary's being put to the sword right now.
Well, I guess you won't mind if I use my swords then. I dispatch the guards outside the Falkreath Sanctuary and help out the only Dark Brother in this club before snuggling with our Sacred Mother. After saving my life, she tells me I have to go meet up with Astrid, who has become quite red herself.
You must kill me.
Don't gotta tell me twice. Get this bitch out of here.
By the sands, I still can't wrap my head around it.
I know, right? How is she even still alive with all those burns? Crazy.
But while you live, the Dark Brotherhood lives.
Damn, Nazir, the Night Mother's kinda racist.
What? Well, what did she say?
She basically said that the Dark Brotherhood lives as long as two Redguards are in the same sanctuary. I mean, I'm not surprised. She's from a different time, you know? But with my recent expertise in smithing, I craft my late-game glass armor and say hi to Amon Montier before making like Chuck Norris on land and putting some semen into the booty on board. That's the last of them below deck. And that's what I call keeping everything above board. I'm not even a dad yet with these jokes. And atop the bowsprit of the Kataraya lies the prize. Wind Shear, a special curved sword or scimitar, which of course allows a 38% chance to paralyze an enemy for a moment when bashing, but also has a hidden enchantment of always staggering an enemy upon a normal hit, making it one of, if not the single most powerful weapon in the game. Will it deal the most damage? No. But is this a unique enchantment that completely breaks the game? You bet your ass it is. And when dual wielded with an unenchanted weapon in the left hand combined with elemental fury, it's an absolute menace.
You can't stop the Dark Brotherhood. Never could.
See, even the Emperor himself has accepted his fate in the presence of a Redguard swordmaster with Wind Shear.
It is simply the way it is.
Truly a man's man. It is what it is. But the old ruler has a dying wish.
Once you've been rewarded for my assassination, I want you to kill the very person who ordered it. Would you do me this kindness?
Why, of course, my fair ruler.
Well, I won't fight you.
No, sir, I don't think you will either. And one more fellow for good measure. Your bloodline dies with you today. Now for one last death.
Aha! You're back.
And you're dead. Wait, sir! I have sheathed my weapon. That means you can't kill a murderer. I'll pay off my meager bounty of 1040 gold.
Smart man.
Indeed, and with 20,000 gold in revenue for my assassinations, it's just the cost of business.
It's just good business.
Now then, to report back to the family.
You've saved us all, and for this, you have my eternal thanks.
All in today's work, fellow Redguard warrior.
Emperor Titus Mede II lies dead, and the Dark Brotherhood yet lives. But our work is just beginning. Approach me, listener, and hear my words.
Yeah, how about no? I think I've done enough for the Brotherhood. Let's start something new. First, I gotta put this dragon in its place. And I mean, just look at the staggers from Wind Shear. This weapon is definitely a permanent right-hand weapon. But my magic defenses are somewhat lacking. We'll fix that later. For now, the best offense is good defense, and I'd like to learn the knowledge of what spit-roasted Nord warrior tastes like. And let's not even talk about the Blackwater Brigands. They're part of an Anniversary Edition quest called The Restless, which takes me to Blackbone Isle, where housed inside is Dead Man's Dread, a new player home added by the creation. It does have some unwanted visitors, but the real prize is this iconic sword. This is Cyrus's saber from the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard, an old story-driven Elder Scrolls adventure game from 1998, set in Stros M'Kai during the Tiber Wars in the late Second Era. This saber belonged to Cyrus, the main character of that game, who sometimes goes by Cyrus the Restless. It has the same base damage as a Daedric sword in Skyrim, and will be a mainstay in the left hand, after a bit of tempering. Not too bad a look, huh? Now then, to Riften. It's time to get serious. In order to address my magic defenses, I decide to start the Book of Love quest given by Denya Balu in the Temple of Mara. I may not get married this playthrough, but I can help others find love. Only the Sigma grind set for yours truly. I help Fastred and Travis Kells find love.
Come here.
Damn, I wish that fine desert doozy meant me. And finally, I travel to Gyukur's monument in Whiterun Hold to help these long-lost ghosties get toasty.
I'm so confused.
Me too, rookie. Me too.
Carry the blessings of Mara with you so the rest of the province may shine with her glories.
And there's 15% magic resistance. It's a start. Next is to head to the Lordstone out in Skyrim's wilderness. Just gotta clear out the vermin first. The Lordstone grants 50 armor rating and 25 magic resist, which will help us in both departments. As you may have noticed by now, the melee offense portion of the build is pretty much covered. Now all that's left is to cover for the defenses. Now to head to Riverwood to continue the main quest line.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor Embassy.
Well, considering my magic resistance is now 40%...
So that's your plan, huh? Even if you could survive, by the time you got inside, whatever documents they had would be long gone.
Well, you're no fun. I was just going to finish what Hammerfell started with kebabbing Thalmor heads in the desert, but now she's got me all dressed up like some party piss stain out of High Rock.
Your invitation, please.
Oh boy, not her.
Welcome. I don't believe we've met.
Well, you're still alive, so I would guess not. After causing a distraction by giving the resident alcoholic some of Eleanor's finest.
Nothing could be more unlikely than that someone would actually want her in their bed.
Gotta say, I kind of agree. Let's put these soldiers to bed though. After a brief conversation with security, I find several documents pertaining to the dragons, Delphine, and Ulfric Stormcloak, and make my way down to the prisons and find the dossier on Esbern. I liberate Malborn and Etienne.
Yeah, sure.
Do a little bit of trolling and insta-kill a dragon without even touching it. I'm not even sure how that happened, but that's a free soul for me. And the blood dragon barely lasts 5 seconds. Delphine, I found Esbern.
Esbern? He's alive?
Turns out some Thalmor are hunting him down in the Ratway. Esbern, come out here, buddy.
Go away.
Esbern, the Thalmor definitely do not know anything about Delphine. Promise.
You'd better come in.
That was easy. Well, he is 70 years old and hiding in a sewer dungeon. I guess he doesn't really have much more to lose at this point. I witnessed the heartfelt reunion very closely before immediately deciding to embark on yet another life-threatening expedition.
Skyhaven Temple it is then.
You know, I understand that the Akaviri are probably attracted to Skyrim from the overabundance of dragons at the time, and they're dragon hunters apparently, but Hammerfell is Skyrim's literal neighbor to the west, and you're telling me that there isn't any noteworthy places that reflect that culture in Skyrim? I understand there's a mountain range right there, but that doesn't stop the ethnically Breton Reachmen from having a place here. High Rock is its closest culture from a racial standpoint. I pick up Dragonbane while in Skyhaven Temple, but I won't be using it because Windshear is just that good. I originally was going to pick it up later, but you have to wait until level 46 before the base damage becomes equal to a Daedric sword, and by that point you might as well just complete the Dark Brotherhood questline from Windshear, which is what I ended up doing.
You ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just addressing the audience for a brief moment. The lucid dreamer must satisfy the many voices within, as the saying goes.
Talos guard you.
Ooh, she said the line, she said the line! Well, off to Arngeir.
You weren't ready, you still aren't ready. But, thanks to the blades, you now have questions that only Paarthurnax can answer.
Turns out a bit of minimal logic and reasoning is enough to break through to Arngeir's better intelligence. As a result, I now know how to blow away the winds, really living up to my title as Wind Warrior at this point in the playthrough. And here's the big scaly boy now.
Dremyolok, greetings.
He blows some fire at a wall, I blow it back at him, we debate philosophy, have a bit of tea, I might have made up that last part, but regardless, we need to find an Elder Scroll, which leads me to this completely lucid individual.
Oh, I am well. I will be well. Well to be within the will inside the walls.
Ah yes, the walls, the dreaded walls of the Dwemer Lockbox. Truly a place to be well within. Anyway, he gives me this sphere and cube that I'm supposed to use within a place called Blackreach. After making a few pit stops to repair the white file, ooh, refillable 50% one-handed damage. That will come in handy. I decide to mix up the Blackreach route this time and head into Miss Inchaleft. Just for reference, this is the same place you assassinate Maloril in the Dark Brotherhood contracts for Nazir. It even has its own Nordic puzzle equivalent puzzle down here. Oh yeah, and it still has Falmer. And a full set of vanilla Falmer armor if you're in the market. But at the end of the dungeon is a Dwarven Centurion, and he's had some of the finest garlic butter pasta in Tamriel with that breath. Thankfully, Windshear still pulls its weight, and then some. Beautiful. This is also where you find Grimsever for Miol the Lioness in Riften, if you like. Her little errand boy is a little annoying though. See what I did there? You see? Errand boy? Errand boy? Yeah? Oh. Okay then. Round thing in the hole and plunge into the darkness. The manifestation of an old Bethesda writer's wet dream as portrayed by Todd Howard himself. What an homage to old Dirty Mike. I open the lift to Skyrim for a brief moment and snag these bad boys for extra damage before heading back and greeting the residents. I thought about it, but I don't want to use Unrelenting Force if I can avoid it, so I skipped the dragon this time. I just said that because I knew someone would ask. I lay the lore upon the cube and push buttons until happens. And then Todd grants me his Elder Scrolls 6 secrets. It's too bad it's in reverse Aldmeri Elnafexi Daedrolo et Toddin script. Oh, I see! It's so clear now! The Elder Scrolls 6 is set in... Ah, my game must have crashed. Anyway, I learned the Dragon Wren shout. Vegetable soup, white file, and let's see what we can do. Ooh, but that's cold. Ah, I flew away. Okay, maybe a bit cleaner this time. That was easy.
Please move, Dovahkiin. You have become strong.
It's all in the gear there, buddy. Something you'd never understand as a dragon. He doesn't even have opposable thumbs.
I will outlast you, mortal.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, buddy. And now that I'm powerful enough, let's go ahead and finally get rid of Shadowmere. I'm tired of him following me around. Don't worry, he'll respawn in the Fallcrete Sanctuary in 10 days or so. He's just really dramatic. Before moving on, I reached level 90 smithing with my new smithing gear, and maxed out my training with Grelka to light armor level 75, before convincing the Greybeards to conduct a peace council so I can trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach, and kick the Thalmor out because f*** the Thalmor. I get them to agree to a temporary truce.
Giving up Markarth is a heavy price for this truce, Dragonborn. I hope it was worth it.
Aren't you supposed to be neutral in this conflict, Balgruuf? I learned the dragon's name and call him to battle. I sit his ass down because I can. Look at him, traumatized from an ass whooping. Anyway, he eventually makes his way down. He's looking a bit submissive from this angle. Ah, don't push my character model aside like that. What the f***? That felt weird. He looks like my dog when I haven't fed him in the past 2 hours. Unfortunately, Odahving's better at persuasion than my pooch.
You have the Thuum of a Dova, but without the wings of one, you will never set foot in Skuldafn.
Fine, fine, come on. Let's go fly to this hidden portal or whatever. I bust through Alduin's forces like a 1,000-degree knife through butter. I mean, just look at this. Not even a challenge. I bust through the doors, flying in like a bat out of hell, and make short work of the Draugr there. Even the Dragon Priest isn't safe. Takes a little longer, but eventually he goes down. Even the stronger dragon variants are a breeze up here. I wonder what hurts more, the soul getting ripped out or the slow descent into death before immortal. Good thing I'll never have to know. Ah, Sovngarde, the final Nordic frontier. It's a vast little space, but thankfully I have a pickaxe. Soon prepare to meet your maker. Ah, turns out he's immune to staggers. Oh, I see. Let's try that again.
Shores, you fought well.
Ah, very good, brother. So if this is Shor's throne, who is Lorcan, and I can sit in the throne, is this committing sacrilege? Or is the player character canonically Lorcan himself controlling aspects of his power? Something to think about, lore nerds. Post your responses in the comments. Come, my warrior friends, let us lure out the black-winged foe and send him on his way. Potion of resist fire for good measure. It's Windshare. I don't know what you expected. A few mugs of that and you'll forget all about the long trip. Can't you accept your death like a man and not crash out like a little bitch, Sir Alduin? Ah, I guess not. Soon sends me back to the land of the living so I can ruin the dragon funeral, claiming one victim in the process. Gotta show the Mafia who the mob boss is.
I doubt many will wish to exchange Alduin's lordship for the tyranny of Paarthurnax's way of the voice.
That's actually really interesting. According to the Dragons of Skyrim, might equals right. Philosophy is not something that comes naturally to a dragon, so instead of seeing the moral benefits of something like the way of the voice, they instead see it as yet another power dynamic to be ruled by. It seems some things never change. And speaking of amassing power, I invade Volskag, destroying this bag of bones. Something Draugr Death Overlord and a Beyblade walk into a bar. That way I can grab the second word of power for WarioWare and Sprint and put Grandpa back to sleep. Not really planned, but Volsung is actually a pretty nice grab. Finally something to shield my eyes from all the wind and dust from how fast I go. Also, that was level 80 light armor from Nazir. Next is Bard's College, so I can put down this ancient dragon and help Svaknir take down Olaf One Eye. It goes about as you expect. Oh, look, he's so happy. And bright, apparently, damn. And there's the final word of WarioWare and Sprint. Now we'd be schmoovin' out here. And it's time to schmoove on over to Isran.
I need someone out in the field taking the fight to the damn vampires.
I make my way down to the dim hollow crypt, taking care of the neats inside, give my patronage for some bathwater, and meet a very, promiscuous, corrupted mortal soul turned into an undead Daedric slave of Mr. Balls. She never tells me her name, but it's okay. I just know it somehow. I fight my way out of the crypt and take her to her daddy. But unfortunately, he's into segregation. Vampires and mortals, not that other kind. What other kind? I wasn't thinking it. Nope, nothing to see here.
I don't suppose you have some good news for me.
Well, her dad's a racist, so I'm not feeling too good right now, Isran.
By the divines. This couldn't get much worse.
As an act of integration, he sends me to go fetch Gunmar, an animal trainer and hunter, and Serene Gerard, a Dwemer weapons researcher with a few screws loose.
So welcome to Fort Dawnguard.
Unfortunately, I think Isran's gone a bit too far with the integration policy. He's literally recruited a vampire.
Something about you makes me think I can trust you.
I hope it's not the plot armor. Time to put this old armor to good use. We travel out to the Reach to save Dexian, a moth priest who can read Elder Scrolls, and I leveled to 100 one-handed. Say that 3 times fast. Dexian ain't gonna have the time. Makes me wonder whether or not the bodies of mortals in Tamriel are anything like our physical bodies in real life. Surely they are, but there aren't ever any real injuries unless they're in a soldier's campsite or something. But I'm obviously being pedantic. We discover Serana's mother's abuse shelter, and apparently she's had a whole ass demon portal thing. Turns out she was a gamer. She's just like me, for real, bro. I'd take out the 3 keepers ahead of time before meeting the goth mommy herself. Let's just say her and Serana have a complicated past.
Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal.
Yeah, that's a yikes, dude. I make sure to take the Soul Husk extract for magic resistance and the Elder Scroll and get out of this mother's basement. Unfortunately, Dexian is about as useful as a wet blanket.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Too bad he's not like me and can read the Elder Scrolls on command, with the help of my moth friends, of course. Off to Darkfall Cave. Strange, it's brighter in here than I remember. You know, it's kind of crazy how old this guy is if you think about it. Like, what does this guy even eat? Bugs? Some of the frostbite spiders? Maybe he goes hunting for those saber cats. I don't know, kind of hard to tell. All I know is he wants the only remaining fellow snow elf to die. I know it's due to his mistreatment of his brethren, the Falmer, who are no longer sentient, but still. Oof, or maybe it's more of a power dynamic thing. Either way, this guy's gotta go.
Where'd you go? What have you got? Teamwork right there.
Farewell.
What a waste.
So the deed has been done.
Unfortunately, yes. But there's Ariel's bow, not that we need it. Now to begin the real preparations for Harkon. I trained my light armor to level 90, so I can begin extraction for Septimus.
Extraordinary! I see it now!
Seeing all the way inside your own ass? You'd probably agree with that.
Come.
Ew, no thanks, Hermaeus Hentai. Not today, Satan. I harvest the blood of the different races so we can give Septimus the ultimate gift. The sweet gift of elven STDs. Oh no, they're way too strong! They're... Well, at least I get this book. I choose the Path of Shadow for that 5 level boost to light armor so I can read my way to 100 from the 5 skill books. Now I can take deft movement, and that's 2 out of 3 skills maxed out. Next, I grind my way to 95 smithing and read my way to 100, just like light armor. And with that, all of my skill-related preparation is complete for the run. All 3 Wind Warrior skills are maxed out. All that's left to do is craft my gear and enhance. Oh, and I made myself some armor too. With my armor rating just shy of the cap of 567 without a shield, Harkon doesn't stand a chance.
You disappoint me, Serana. You've taken everything I provided for you and thrown it all away for this pathetic...
Alright, I think old Molag's ballsack is ready to have you back. Is that all? So the first phase is always these skeletons. That's nothing new. No archery, so I can't use Ariel's bow, but that's okay. I can just wait out for his recharge phase. Okay, even with 40% magic resistance, that damage is pretty strong, I won't lie. Let's use the Soul Husk extract for 25% extra resistance for 65 total and heal up. Ah, that's much better. Yeah, I don't think Harkon is anything for me here. The Gargoyle phase might as well not even exist at this point. I mean, what do you expect from a former master of the Shihai? Just utterly dominating this racist abomination. Oh, that health bar does not look good. So no minions have dropped after about a minute since that incident, and now I'm afraid he's stuck. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. 2.5. I don't even have any arrows to shoot with. I sold them all. What if I just bash him? Did it work? He's kind of glitched out there. I'm so confused, dude. Okay, there's a quest trigger, but everyone's still attacking the thing. Bro, even Ezron wants a piece. What did I do? Okay, I looted him. He's gone, guys. I guess they're just stuck like this, doomed to attack a dead, undying death demon until the end of time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is Morrowind, not Skyrim.
God, Todd, just please bless me with a remaster of this beautiful gem of a game. Whoa, Serana, when did you get here? Did you just drag my camera? I thought I left you in your father's chambers. I should have reworded that. But seriously, she didn't even follow me to the boat. She just appeared here after I sailed to Solstheim. What the hell? She won't be following me any longer, hopefully. I think she won't anyway. Who knows, honestly, it's Todd's world. We're just living in it. I invested in Rallis right away for no reason whatsoever. It definitely won't be important later. I head into the temple to grab the Blessing of Azura, which is another 10% magic resistance, and as the saying goes, the children yearn for the mines. I meet with Crucius Corellius, who tells me about his long-lost great-grandfather and how he found himself trapped deep in these mines. I'm not sure if he ever made it out of this level of threat. The Draugr seem pretty fierce. But he did manage to find this Bloodskull blade, which allows me to progress through the dungeon. Oh, I know what that dungeon sound means. A black book is nearby. And a dragon priest, apparently. You tell me how this fight's going. Cheeky bastard has to float on the water where I can't swing at him. Let me lure him this way. Weren't expecting the cutback, were you, chump? There's the first word of dragon aspect. Yep, this book is definitely Hermaeus Mora's.
As I told you, when I gave you your freedom, an illusion.
You leveraged the rebellion of a single servant of yours to attract me to Solstheim. That's literally the whole reason I'm here. You're not as impressive as you think you are, bud. And your minions are pathetic. I complete the Winds of Change Black Book with ease, and learn how to speak to women or something. A gamer's dream. But enough distractions. I managed to earn myself an ancient Nordic pickaxe through Glover Mallory's request, and visit an old friend from House Telvanni.
I'm afraid I can't give you any answers, but there are ruins of an ancient temple of Mirax toward the center of the island.
Well, it's not like a member of House Telvanni to not at least pretend to have answers to everything, especially Nelloth of all people. Let's see what we have here.
You there. What brings you to this place?
Oh, you know, mind-controlling ancient Nord paired with the Demon of Knowledge, the usual. While his disciples studied the book, I studied the blade. Bunch of nerds. I learned the second word of the dragon aspect shout in the temple and faced down the gatekeeper with my whirlwind of blades. You know, if my character is spinning around in a circle, how does he rotate his head 360 degrees like an owl to keep the camera facing forward? Questions that need answers. I make my way down to the bowels, and damn, this story has a good hook. What the hell is that twist, man? The main character brought to his knees? Bro, I was just reading a book. Chill.
So you have slain Alvin. Well done. I could have slain him myself.
Spoken like a true YouTube comment section there, bud. Only cowards flee, my guy.
What happened to you? You read the book and then...
Oh, you know, just ran into a Reddit mod's fantasy. I'm pretty sure I just read some hentai doujinshi or something. Don't look that up. I've been on the internet way too long. To speed things along, I head to Saring's Watch to fetch the first word of the Benwill's shout and wave goodbye to the locals before giving a friendly Solstheim hello to the new kid on the block. And damn, he's ugly. I've seen sandworms that are better looking. Is that even a thing in Elder Scrolls deserts? Well, whether or not it is, how much you want to bet that they're going to put it in Elder Scrolls 6? I go ahead and liberate the people of Solstheim by liberating these lurkers from their lives. One more to go. Out like a hoochie on a Friday night. While I'm out shopping in mainland Skyrim, I finally hit 72 speech, which gets me to level 36. And if you don't know what happens at level 36, then it's time for you to walk the plank. With a full-blown treasure map and 4 X's marking the spot, my new drip has water breathing with 100 extra armor, plus 40% one-handed while dual wielding, plus 40 carry weight, and plus 60 stamina altogether. Now let's get some booty, boys. Just gotta put some of that Redguard resilience into it. Ooh, there we go. Yes, that's some fine booty right there. Shit. Well, might as well take it all. I mean, this is pristine wake up on Sunday morning, reach over and grab some ass type booty right here. Unfortunately, old Hacknir Deathbrand doesn't like it when I'm a little too handsy with his booty. Let's do this, booty boy. Yeah, that's what I thought. And by Hunding's dingle dangles, this gauntlet of ghosts would be pretty tough if I wasn't already ready for it. I honestly don't know how much ghosts weigh, but surely it can't be that much, right? Like, that lift was all front delts. Can't be more than like 50 pounds. Actually, these crew probably all died of scurvy or something, so that makes sense. Alright, big boy, swiggity swooty. Get exploded on. So I can't actually equip these scimitars because Wind Shear is too good, and it's the only enchanted weapon I can use because of Elemental Fury, so I think we're pretty much ready to progress the Dragonborn storyline at this point. Oh, I guess the wind barrier is down now. They must have felt the freeing of the stones on the wind.
If you have released the Windstone and broken the hold on my people, perhaps you can do the same for the rest of Solstheim.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of the idea there, old-timer. While I'm here, I do hear about a long-lost blacksmith from the Skull people.
I did see something in the woods on the day he disappeared.
Well, damn, that really narrows it down, you country bumpkin fuck. Sorry, I got a little heated there. Easy to do when you're a Redguard warrior, you know. By the way, I swapped out my one-handed necklace for a magic suppression necklace, so my base magic resistance should be 67% at this point. Not too bad, especially since magic resist potions can get me to the hard cap of 85. Now, if it ain't the wedgie in my asshole, we got ourselves some Thalmor. We had ourselves some Thalmor.
Thank the All-Maker that you have come.
The wind spoke me your location, and your friend Dior. Mostly the winds, though. He points me to the northern coast for some garbage removal, and with that, we head back for the secret smithing technique for Stalrim. Just gotta equip my smithing equipment that I found throughout my journey, mostly through Radiant Raiment and Solitude and Blacksmiths, and some Blacksmith's Elixir down the hatch. Here are my weapons. And my armor. Let's put a bow on this sucker. Oh my lucky, that is nasty damage. Let's see how we do against a Reaver Lord. Holy damn, the dual wielding damage. This is kind of a problem for Miraak. Nechardak be doing Nechardak things, bash some Dwarven Child's first science project, collect some cubes, fire up the boilers, read the Thirst Trap book. Would this animation be considered a boner for Hermaeus Mora?
You thought to reject me, and yet here you are.
Looks like he's coming for a different kind of booty than our treasure.
You have sought out the forbidden knowledge that only one other has obtained.
I don't think I'm interested in the forbidden knowledge of how many tentacles can fit in my mouth. Thank you very much. Despite my honest efforts, the Daedric Prince of Knowledge forces himself upon me, and I learned the second word of power. But I have some preparations to make before the final battle with Miraak. Starting with Dukan at White Ridge Barrow. Slippery little bastard, but there's the first word of the Cyclone Shout. Read the Saddler Regent, speed read through the dungeon, and activate Seeker of Might for 10% better warrior skills, including smithing. Next is a trip to Begongarek, which is home to a lot of Reeklings. Oh, copies of Crash's Curio's finest work and some linen wraps. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. There's the second word for Cyclone, and one final upgrade session using all my boosts with the Seeker of Might effect. Just gotta wait for that final courier for Rallis since I've been investing in the background.
I've got another letter from Rallis. This is the last thing I'm delivering for.
Ah shit, what did he do this time? Well, final word for the Cyclone Shout, so now I can fling enemies or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like Unrelenting Force, but worse in my opinion. Definitely not worth the trip in my opinion. Easy enough. One last loose end. Oh, shut it. One last black book. And there's the Secret of Arcana, which will be indispensable later on. With all my late game preparations complete, I can visit Storn and damn man, Freya always fidgets her arm at this part. It's like she knows what's coming. Hermamora, I finally found a willing participant for your, less than noble schemes, let's just say. Well, god damn, he didn't have to burn it into his chest like that. It looks like it hurt. Don't worry, Freya, he's just sleeping. Forever.
What have you done?
Freya, shush, I'm trying to read the story now. The Nords are never interested in a good book unless it involves plunder and dragons. Thankfully, this one does. Definitely a fairy tale, too. There's no way a dragon would willingly bring the hero to rise against his former master. Way too cliched.
And so the first Dragonborn meets the last Dragonborn at the summit of Apocrypha. You will die, and with the power...
So you guys watching the video, do you ever get tired of hearing people just drone on monologuing like they're saying something profound? I do. Let's go ahead and pop the white file and get to work. Wow, he has absolutely no chance. Apparently, I used my Dragon Aspect Shout too soon before this fight, but it's okay. I'm not gonna need it. Great, it's that beautiful Skyrim bug where I can't use my Elemental Fury shout because it thinks I have a spell currently active. Literally can't shout. Wonderful. There we go, finally wore off. This won't be much of a montage. Just look at this, Saratard literally just finished getting his soul absorbed. And there's the main man now. He just lost to a Dragonborn with 3 skills trained. How pathetic.
I have found a new Dragonborn to serve me.
Brother, I just destroyed your champion with only 3 skills and some shouts. You won't be able to hold me once I've mastered everything there is to master. I wonder if it hurts to have one's soul ripped out like that. Too bad Tentacles got Merrick's tongue right now. It'd be nice to know. Now then, let's turn the page. For those of you keeping score, this is where we start breaking the rules. A quick jaunt to Hobbsfall Cave nets us all the spells from the Arcane Accessories creation. By using the Secret of Arcana, I can reduce my spell cost to 0 for 30 seconds, and by activating Unbounded Storms and fast traveling, the game thinks I traveled all that way with the spell active. Instant high-level destruction. I take perks up to Adept for one spell in particular later. Next, I traveled to Redwater Den, not just because I like raiding a hidden drug den, but also because if you travel from the front entrance into the dungeon part, there is a free telekinesis spell tome just over here to the right in the prison cell. Now all I have to do is travel to a city, drop an item on the ground, wait for Secret of Arcana to recharge, activate and grab the item with telekinesis, and fast travel to some faraway city like Solitude. Instant 100 alteration and instant levels. Just gotta make it legendary and repeat the process enough times, and not even 10 minutes later, I have reached level 80. For roleplay reasons, let's just say that during my tutelage with Knell and my recent grasp of the arcane arts, an ancestral power was found looming within me, and I was reminded of my latent power when reading this book I found, Wind and Sand. It describes how the intermingling of the weathered rocks and air of the Alakir Desert, as if the aspects of Kyn and Lorkhan's sphere are ever intertwined, is among the most magically rich studies of sorcery out there. I definitely felt this revelation deep within my Redguard self, and didn't just buy the spell tome from Talvis in Nalot's giant mushroom tower. So the Whirlwind Cloak spell grants a small chance for you to fling enemies that come close to it, kind of like Unrelenting Force or the Cyclone Shout, but it also has this weird effect on dual wielding where it slows down your swing speed for some reason. So all in all, it's really not worth using, which is kind of a bummer because I am the storm that is approaching, except for a wind cloak apparently. Well, I guess swords will just have to do. Time to put an end to the legend of Windsor Spencer. As per usual with these playthroughs, we must face the 3 endgame bosses of Skyrim, and first is to slay a legendary dragon, which with our power of wind and blades, shouldn't take too long. You merely fly upon the winds. I am the winds. Now to visit a fellow brother in arms.
You are my last challenge. Only you can send me to Sovngarde with honor.
The Ebony Warrior is basically a self-insert of the player character. He's completed all the quests, slain all the villains, has some badass gear and stats, and is looking for one last challenge, the real player character, so he can be sent to Sovngarde. And he can shout like we can as well. And he's a Redguard like us. Unfortunately for me, it also looks like he has reflect blows from the heavy armor tree, which is not good for my health. Literally killed myself. Let's try this again.
So? Don't do that. Nothing.
Whoa, that reflect is crazy. That's over 800 health. Just gone, dude. Again, man, damn. Oh, finally. I don't remember him ever reflecting on me that hard before. Just look at all this gear. It's wild. But now for the real final challenge. In Solstheim lies the remains of a once great frost giant chieftain named Karstag. He's from the Blood Moon DLC from the 3rd entry of the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which despite its jank also happens to be my favorite entry in the entire series. And just like in that game, I'm expecting him to pack quite the punch. Just gotta pave the way for his return first. These weaklings would be annoying to have in the middle of our final battle. Now that the stage is set, let's apply the buffs. Vegetable soup for infinite power attacks, Soul Husk Extract to hit 85% magic resist, and Elixir of Resist Cold for an extra 50% frost resist. Place the skull, and the white file for 50% increased one-handed damage. Let's commence the final climactic battle. Well, that was easy. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell for new uploads, and please comment below what you'd like to see next. This was just a fun build I thought of while listening to Bury the Light from DMC5, so I hope you all enjoyed. I also have a Discord server where I tend to spoil ideas on future videos, and it's also where you can suggest music to put in future videos, future gameplay ideas, or if you just want to chat, links in the description. And if you would like to help support the channel monetarily and can comfortably afford to do so, consider becoming a channel member, which comes with a few perks and is as low as $1 per month. Last but not least, I hope you are all enjoying Oblivion Remastered that released recently. Currently, I do not have immediate plans to make videos on it because my current PC cannot run it well enough to make videos enjoyable to watch. I'm working on saving up for a new PC, but that may take a while. Maybe I will do some runs in the future once I have the new hardware if you guys like. But with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.